Welcome to the regular meeting of the Board of Trustees. We want to note that this meeting is being broadcast on the NUSD YouTube channel at the direction of the board. The broadcast may capture sounds and images of those attending the meeting. If you would like to make public comment on an item on the agenda or not on agenda, please see staff at the side table for a public comment card. Would any of our Loma students like to stand up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? If you're interested, you guys can come up to the middle and we'll start. Thank you so much. That was fantastic. The board did not meet in closed session this evening, so we will jump right in. We'd like to ask if any board member would like to pull any items from the consent agenda. Nope. Oh, let's approve the regular agenda first. I'm sorry. I am very off my game tonight. I'm just going to say it. Would we like to approve tonight's agenda, anyone? Thank you, Trustee Millerick. We have a second by Trustee Lametta. All those in favor? We have 6 plus our 2 student trustees. Thank you. Just for the record, we are without Trustee Mack this evening. Okay, on to consent. I would love to know if anyone would like to pull anything, and if not, a motion for approval. I move approval. Trustee Pickus, thank you. Anyone second? Trustee Butler, thank you. All those in favor of approving tonight's consent agenda, thank you. We have 6 plus 2. All right, we are going to go to announcements now. We will start with our student trustees.
Thank you. So at San Marin, the events we've hosted so far have gone successfully, and we have a bunch of fun activities lined up for the future. For athletics, the swag wagon was restocked with Mustang merch and open for business to raise money for sports boosters. The Dig Pink volleyball game to raise awareness and money for breast cancer had high attendance, and the chants were inclusive. The varsity football team plays Marin Catholic this Thursday at home, with the spirit theme being Secret Service, so black hats, glasses, and jackets. The Powder Puff game is on October 21st. There are an extraordinary amount of sign-ups, not only to play in the game, but to cheerlead too. Moving on to homecoming on November 9th. Before the dance, there's a parade downtown, pep rally, and football halftime show. The homecoming theme this year is road trip. So freshmen will dress in stereotypical clothes from Honolulu, sophomores Miami, juniors Aspen, and seniors Austin. For STEM, Biotech Family Night last Wednesday showcased the work done in biotech classes. Rube Goldberg Night is tonight, where engineering classes will display their work. Also, there are plans underway for STEM Marin's 10-year anniversary celebration on October 26. We had an informational college night this past Monday with 4 colleges. We have 13 more college representatives visiting all throughout October for seniors working on their applications. Speaking of seniors, the class of 2025's graduation night will be at the Epicenter in Santa Rosa. To help offset the costs, we're partnering with Charleston Rap to do a fundraiser now through October 21st. And one last side note is the new tool Minga, which allows students to register for access periods and create hall passes, has been massively beneficial for San Marin. And shout out to the awesome and hardworking San Marin staff.
Thank you, Brayden. Hi, everyone. Trustees, Dr. Tracy. Novato High School has been going through so many things, so I'm super excited to share a bunch of updates. School-wide, we have our school safety plan following our 2024-25 safety goal, and this is going to be a month of school-wide safety awareness, drills, and practices through staff trainings and student-led videos. We're going to have our Great American Shakeout Drill October 17th. It's going to be followed with a minimum day. As you all know, our Novato High School staff came in and made a presentation about their progress with students in math, and we're continuing that with math tutoring available every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. We also had a college night last Thursday. It was a huge success with students and families coming from all 4 grade levels. Thank you to our amazing counseling team and our College and Career Center and Ms. Silberman. We have lots of clubs that are getting into full swing and starting off their initiatives strong, and they're getting their funds from the PTSA and applying for grants through the school fuel. Our chem club is getting new instruments for their chemistry club, and then our garden club also. And yearbook club is also a club this year, so they're doing the entire yearbook by themselves, so a shout out to them. From the ASB side, we also are doing everything for homecoming in full swing, prepping for the rally, the parade, which is on November 1st at Grant Avenue, and for the Hoko royalty crowning ceremony and the game, and for the dance. We're also fundraising for our classes as this is, and next Wednesday at Dave's Hot Chicken, we have a dine and donate for the seniors. We're also recognizing Indigenous Peoples Day on Monday the 14th. Shout out to our outreach committee at ASB for planning this. And our Wellness Hub and the Wellness East Annex has their weekly Wellness Wednesdays. And last week, the Teen Clinic came and visited and talked to a bunch of students. So shout out to Sarah Suval and Haley Rivas. From MSA, this past Saturday, we had our Divine Wine Benefit, which is basically the biggest fundraiser of the year for MSA. Had lots of student performances from all of our student musicians. And speaking of performances, we have an instrumental concert this Thursday, followed by a vocal music concert on Friday. Our rock band is playing at Hot Monk next Tuesday, so if you haven't seen them, definitely come join. They're amazing. And then our Micros and Minis art exhibit opens on the 17th in the CFA. This week, our Artist of the Week is Lanta Keenan for her dedication to our product design program. And next, on to our peer resource program. So peer resource is a program for students to become wellness leads on the school campus and for the school community. And right now they're doing work and learning about the brain and learning how to deal with real life situations, as well as developing their own personal toolkits to learn how to be more engaging, using their body language, and developing their toolkit on how to help their community physically and mentally. From MCP, which is our Medical Careers Pathway, this past week we had an ice cream social with speakers from the fire department, the Beck Institute, so postdoctoral fellows came, and then hospital staff, and they all talked about their experiences, and then students were able to showcase some of their presentations and their work that they've been doing beginning the school year. With athletics, our athlete of the week is Zoe Helsing for 22 kills and 22 digs this past week. Our game of the week is volleyball, which is tomorrow. It's their senior night against TL. Frosh is at 4:30, JV at 5:30, and varsity is at 6:30, and the theme is jerseys. Next week on Wednesday is our first student versus staff volleyball game for the season. So super exciting. We have lots of students and staff signed up. We'll see who wins. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you.
So I don't have anything that I've covered in the last week, but this week on Friday, the Career Technical Education Program is being held. Novato Unified School District is going out to Indian Valley campus, and I will be taking Friday off and assisting in that effort. So I'm sure the superintendent's got some more information by the time we get to that end of the table. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I had the opportunity, along with Trustee Gasson, to attend the first eco-friendly advisory committee, talking about how Novato Unified, like what our goals are around addressing environmental issues. And there were some really amazing conversations, and I would say one takeaway for me is how much Novato is already doing. I mean, we had a lot of conversations around a lot of things happening in our district that we are already doing to be environmentally conscious, and a lot of conversations around growth and areas we can move forward. So that was exciting. Also, this Wednesday is our district special education advisory council meeting. It's this Wednesday from 5:30 to 7. Topics that will be covered are the 13 areas that might qualify for an IEP, transitioning to college with an IEP, supporting executive functioning at home, and information on adding a 9 to 12 mod to severe SDC program. So a lot of great information for people who are interested. It's going to be here at the district office.
I was able to get to the North Marin Council PTA meeting last Friday, which is all of our PTA presidents in the district get together once a month, and also Modeling the Way, which we were able to honor 4 employees for their hard work and service to NUSD and their dedication. And it was one of the fun things that we get to do.
Well, I have to rewrite everything now because I had all of those things. I will see you on Friday. I'm going to be at the College of Marin event, helping with that, the Empower tomorrow. I don't know if you'll be speaking more about that, but I'm looking forward to that. I, too, just thought the Eco-Friendly Advisory Committee was wonderful. The thing, in addition to what Trustee Picca said, was that our food services program, what they offer our kids, is amazing in terms of lower waste, discarding stuff, and having healthy choices from local companies and farms and stuff where we source our stuff has really been was really helpful to learn about. North Marin Council PTA, I went there as well on Friday. It was a really good opportunity. We had Council Member O'Connor there. He spoke about Measure M. And then in addition, tomorrow's special education advisory meeting, there is also next Wednesday a parcel tax oversight meeting at 5 p.m. And, I'll just mention one thing, and I don't know if, were you referencing the peer advisory? Was that the SWAP meeting that happened over the weekend? No.
Good, I was good,
Da-
because I don't
Danya.
I'm talking about peer resource, the class at Novato High School.
Okay, because my daughter is at Novato High, and she was able to attend something at Terra Linda that was called SWAP, Student Wellness Advocacy Program, I believe. So anyway, it's a cool opportunity for our kids that I just learned about as well. That's it.
Good evening. I just wanted to acknowledge Filipino American History Month. It began October 1st and it ends October 30. It was established to honor the achievements and contributions of the Filipino American community. Fun fact, Filipinos are the second largest Asian American group in the United States and the third largest ethnic group in California. So I just wanted to acknowledge our Filipino brothers and sisters.
Okay, I have a long list. I'm so sorry. I had the pleasure of attending a National Equity Education Conference. Dr. Smith also attended. It was called the Strive Together Cradle to Career Convening. And it was a very powerful group of individuals, a lot of non-government organizations and nonprofits that work in the education sphere. And the whole concept was how do those groups work with our groups, and how can we bring that to our district and make sure that we're serving all of our students in the best ways possible. So it was definitely an honor to get to attend that. I attended the Marin Advocates Collaborative meeting. That is a group of people throughout Marin who work in education and other ways that give supports to families. And it was really nice to hear all of the different things that they're working on, and it was their kickoff meeting for the year, so hope to meet with them further into the year. I got to go see some of the Rube Goldberg presentations this morning as they were doing dress rehearsals. Those are science... They're not experiments, they are demonstrations. Thank you, that is the word. Demonstrations of different ways that items move through space, and the students make these boards that are, drilled together and painted, and so they're using physical tools to make these, and then they're learning about the scientific parts of what are the different speeds and velocities that these items move at, and it was very smart. I attended a realtor event. We annually invite realtors to our district so that they can learn about the amazing things that our schools do, and they can spread the word as they work with clients in other parts of the county that would maybe like to join us here in Novato. And I got the pleasure of doing Modeling the Way Awards, which is a great program where people within our district nominate other teachers and staff to be honored for their exemplary behavior and the way that they interact with each other and with students that we are all very proud of. Thank you.
feels like it's been almost a year since our last meeting with all the things that are happening and all the things coming up. So exciting. The high schools are certainly busy. We were able to attend the Novato High School football game, and it was really fun because the San Marin Novato High School girls volleyball games were going on at the same time, so we could like just sneak through the fence and see both. It was really exciting and fun, and still very warm outside at 8 o'clock at night. So we have a lot of great stuff coming up. October 17th is our bond tour with the trustees. We also, on the same day as a minimum day, and all sites are dedicating that afternoon for various types of professional development. Speaking of professional development, we are working hard preparing for the November 1st Professional Day, Learning Day, which we hope will be as customizable for our staff as possible as they choose activity strategies, topics that they want to learn about. And then the big thing also going on right now is the school fuel softball tournament. I heard that somebody's team won yesterday twice. Good job. The superintendent's roadshow starts next week. Our first meeting is on Tuesday, the 15th. Is that right? 15th. And then the Empower Tomorrow initiative is this Friday, so in just a couple days. Thank you to Daniel Mikola. I know he's not here, but maybe he can watch the recording later to know he had a big shout out. He's our CTE coordinator, and he's putting together this amazing career fair specifically for our 8th graders in the district. So we're providing transportation over to the IVC campus with all kinds of volunteers, whether it's parents, Rotarians, board members coming to help and support. So it'll be Sinaloa in the morning, right? And then San Jose and Hamilton in the afternoon. So we'll see, hopefully see some of you there.
Okay, we have the pleasure of Loma Verde this meeting to be our presenters. So we are very excited to hear from you guys.
Right. Good evening, NUSD board members and Dr. Smith. While we were doing the pledge, I had a lot of students asking if we were going to do the Loma Verde pledge. So I thought, why not start our Loma Verde presentation with the Loma Verde pledge? So you guys want to lead everyone in the Loma Verde pledge? Oh, and here we go. Just ask. Okay. I don't know who she belongs to. I promise to be safe, respectful and responsible, by being kind to others, making good choices, and always doing my best. For myself, my classroom, my school, and my community. Good job. My name is Tania Chima. I'm the proud principal of Loma Verde Elementary School and a proud parent of 2 students who attend Loma Verde. We have a lot to share with you today. Is this where how did this all appear? I mean, I usually need help. Where's present? All right, so we are many things at Loma Verde. We are definitely readers, and we are here to share what I feel is very timely. We're gonna talk about Haggerty Phonemic Awareness, which is a supplemental program that is used in our elementary school classrooms. I have lots of people here with me. I'm gonna do some of the talking and then the students are gonna dazzle you later. But we have lots of staff here, so hi Loma Verde. So I just wanted to share just a graphic that aligns with really sound pedagogy and scientific research around the ways to teach reading and how you build upon those skills. Really, the foundation of those strong skills comes with phonemic awareness, starting with singing and saying as much vocabulary around babies all the way up to what they're starting to do in TK here. Just a little bit of timeline and context for everyone of Heggerty at Loma Verde. Our teachers and incredible staff at Loma Verde is always discussing data and student achievement and looking for ways to improve the student experience. And so when they found a gap in what we were teaching our students and the data started to show some areas that we needed some support in, one of our classrooms started using Heggerty just to pilot it out, just to try it. In the times where we were teaching in a mask, where students were sitting behind screens. And they addressed it with Heggerty, shared it with the grade level adopted, and just said, okay, let's pilot it and try this and see how it goes. And then it spread. I think there were other schools in elementary, or other elementary schools in Novato also using it, to where we are now, where we have Bridge to Reading, which is a Heggerty phonics program, getting going in 3rd grade. And so that's just kind of a trajectory of how teachers really work together, Loma Verde and across the district, elementary school teachers who said, we need something here that addresses this gap. We've also used it for intervention when we have 4th and 5th graders that are not necessarily making progress, to say, okay, let's use the Heggerty screener and find where there might be some foundational issues that we can address, and then using it in small group intervention. Just to show you the alignment that happens, because we do always want to make sure that we're using something that aligns with our state standards, is research-based, is tried and tested. And so you can see the Common Core state standards and how those skills are addressed in the curriculum. I just want to shout out to Mr. Martin, who's our amazing TOSA, who created this with one hand and not his dominant one. So it's very impressive. Again, more alignment in 1st grade as well with the phonemic awareness and the state standards, and really targeting those foundational skills of learning how to read, which clearly I need help with. The reading is a trajectory of skills, and so it all starts with phonemic awareness, which is all oral, and then you put paper and books and words in front of students. So really building that knowledge of rhyming, substitution, and that's all done with a teacher-led, very quick exercises that we'll share a little bit more with you. Ellen, is it actually okay to go, and sorry, right when you walked away, to go to the video? Could we do the...
I'm sorry, I didn't see a video when I went through it.
Oh, that's okay. It's totally fine. We'll just demonstrate it here.
Sounds good.
It's all good. So it's very quickly, it's laid out in the manuals very easily for teachers to maneuver through. It's quick, it's easy, and it's effective is what we're seeing. And I'll show you how we know it's effective, because data, right? We need to make sure what we're using, we're monitoring and showing the growth and the progress of our students. So this is ESGI data. We are seeing steady growth, improved skills, and in our kindergarten data for ESGI at the end of the year, readiness for 1st grade, really having those strong foundational skills there so that they are ready to hit the ground running in 1st grade, and really aligning that with where they're supposed to be at the end of kindergarten, which is not necessarily readers, but right at the cusp of being readers. And so that shows a multi-year progression of specific skills that Mr. Martin pulled out from ESGI that are related to what we're doing in phonemic awareness, like segmenting onsets and rhymes, replacing phonemes and adding phonemes, deleting sounds, all fun things that come with phonemic awareness. And then First grade trends, which the data is not, does not include many years, because we've just are kind of in the initial phases of the implementation across, but you can see it kind of looks like it just copied and pasted the same line. But that's really what the data is showing us, that there's that growth of blending syllables, segmenting syllables, again, those foundational skills that are going to build the readers that we want to, that we can add on the skills of comprehension and fluency along with it. So I just want to give a big shout out to all our amazing TK through second grade teachers who do this. That's not to say all the other teachers aren't fabulous. You're all fabulous. You're all fabulous. Now, tomorrow I'll have a conversation, I'm sure, with all of them. But the reason I'm shouting these teachers out is because this is happening daily in these classrooms. And they're the ones that are really making sure that the foundational skills are there so that in third grade, they're coming in with a lot of skills that they can build upon to be strong readers. So with that, what? Oh, okay. With that, we'll invite Ms. Cruz, our very own Filipina American teacher, and Mr. Martin with his one hand. That's, yep, and our students to go up. And so Ms. Cruz is going to face this way, and our students are going to face the board so they can demonstrate how and we have kindergarten through second grade students here. And fifth grade. What's amazing is all the TPR, the total physical response. So the kids are not just doing it verbally, their bodies are moving, they're, associating hand motions with what they're supposed to do with the manipulation of sound. So it really is working all angles of learning. So I'm going to close this out. Any questions?
So this is great. I hear the sounds and see me. Clearly, that's exciting. Have you guys gotten to the point, maybe you can answer for them, have you gotten to the point where you can actually write the words, or are you just saying the words out loud? She wants to answer.
That's shocking.
You're shocked, I can see.
Zara, do you want to answer?
You got to go to the microphone.
Do
Okay, I guess not.
you want to answer? Well, so those are the foundational skills, right? So once they can do it orally,
Yeah.
it transfers over to be able to, so if they're spelling the word see, they're going to sound it out and go s-e. They're not necessarily going to be exactly correct because they're phonetic spellings. And then eventually, once they know all the phonetic patterns, they know that sometimes the long E sound is made by two E's, sometimes it's made by E and A together, and then they start to discern. The more reading they're doing, the more they're exposed to the words,
Okay.
they start to learn those patterns.
So are these students at reading now, or are they just at oral use? Are they readers?
Yeah, we've got we've got K through fifth. Fifth are definitely readers.
Yeah, okay.
We've got the second graders are readers. I think we've got first graders are readers. We've got kindergartners that are readers. And what's great is that they're still engaged in this process. And once they start to segment syllables and they start to change syllables and compound words, it's building all those skills. So like in kindergarten, part of the video was like, they're doing butterfly, and they're segmenting that out. They're counting out words. And so the teachers will say, I see a, and then the kids give a word and then they count out. So that transfers to when they're reading, they can do one-to-one correspondence of knowing this is the word and this is how I read and my finger moves along.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great work.
You can come up here and interject away, my friend.
So to answer your question, yes, indeed, they are writing. The TPR that we utilize, that strategy, we use to support their writing. So in the event that they've like counted out, say 4 words, and they'll say, Mr. Martin, I don't know how to spell it. Like, well, let's chop it. And sure enough, they can just write it right out.
I was reading some old English books, and in old English books, they spell the words all differently. So this is new spelling is not a new thing.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Just going to say, we've talked about Haggerty here at the board table, but to see it in action was great. So thank you for creating this presentation and for us to really see how it works. That's really appreciated. Thanks.
Welcome. I think a lot of times when we think about the board presentations, we do try to find, something special and sparkly and shiny, which is always awesome. But what's happening in the classrooms is just good, solid teaching at Loma Verde and all of the elementary schools. And so we just wanted to highlight what our teachers do day in and day out that's really having the positive outcomes for our students.
I just wanted to say that they actually made a really amazing video, and we didn't download it on time or get access, figure out the access, but so I will send it to you to watch.
Yeah, there's some more teachers in there doing some amazing Haggerty teaching.
I just wanted to piggyback on what Trustee Butler said. I really appreciate it. That looks so much fun. Is it fun to do these things? Yes, it was so fun.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the 5th grader. Don't, yeah.
Well, it looks like fun. And I agree, appreciate like sometimes there's magic just in the everyday things that we're doing. We have seen in some classrooms just as we're walking by students doing these things. And this was so helpful to see the data and to match that with the assessment tools that we talk about here at the table, and then to see the practical application. It's really helpful for us as we sit up here to like see the practical pieces and how they all fit together. So when we're having these conversations up here, we can really know what's happening there. So thank you all.
They're being shy, but there is a student out there whose mom has a manual of Haggerty, and she maybe reads that at home before she goes to sleep. Just saying.
Okay, thank you so much for coming, and thank you students for being here. We appreciate
You're welcome.
you. And the teachers, we appreciate you guys too.
Ellen, we're going to take a picture. Yes. That's okay.
While you guys are getting your picture ready, I also just want to share that I want to thank the teachers in a different way, that sometimes it's hard to like bring on something new, and the fact that you guys have been open and willing and ready to try something new because you know that that's what's best for students is really, really helpful to everyone in our organization, and we appreciate you so deeply for that.
Is this the whole staff? Is the whole staff here?
Madam President?
Yes?
It is absolutely amazing that when the kids show up, the faculty shows up with them. We've got the entire community here, and I would like to respect you guys for how much you care for the kids and how well you're working together. This is extraordinary. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yay! Okay, we have no non-agenda public comment this evening, and our next item is item 8, public hearing. This is the Williams Act Sufficiency of 2024-2025 Instructional Materials. I will now open the public hearing. And I will now close the public hearing. Thank you. Okay, item 9A, approval of resolution number 4-2024-2025, the Williams Act Sufficiency of 2024-2025 Instructional Materials, brought to us by Dr. Sinyard.
Thank you. Good evening, members of the board, student representatives, and Dr. Smith. Tonight, I'm bringing forth resolution number 4-2024/2025, the Williams Act Sufficiency of 2024-2025 Instructional Materials for your approval. The district has met the requirements of Ed Code 60119 in terms of holding a public hearing, and NUSD has provided each pupil with sufficient textbooks and instructional materials aligned to the academic content standards and consistent with the cycles and content of the curriculum frameworks. So we are asking for your approval this evening of the resolution.
Any questions or comments? Okay, Trustee Butler made a motion to approve this. It is a roll call vote.
Second.
Trustee Millerick, second. Okay, any conversation? No. All right. So, Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Gasson.
Aye.
Trustee Jacobson, aye. Trustee Lametta.
Aye.
Trustee Mack is absent. Trustee Millerick.
Aye.
Trustee Pickus.
Aye.
Thank you. We now have item 9B, the approval of resolution number 3-2024-2025, local assignment notification with Francesca Whitcomb.
Good evening, board members, student trustees, Dr. Smith. And this is resolution number 3-2024-2025, local assignment notification. This is an annual item that is brought before the board. It typically is going to break down on the attachment there. It breaks down primarily teachers in our middle schools that teach electives or other subject matter for which there either isn't a separate credential, or perhaps the teacher has a lengthy experience in the subject matter or other means of showing that they're qualified, the most qualified person to teach the subject. These are referred to as local assignment options under the Education Code. And it's part of the annual process of our district being monitored by the County Office of Education and looking to make sure that all of our educators in one way or another are qualified to teach what they're teaching.
Wonderful. Do we have any questions, comments, or move for approval? Okay, I saw 3 of you talking at once. Okay, so we have Trustee Butler with the first, and I saw Trustee Pickus with the second. Thank you. All in favor?
You need a roll call.
I thought so too. It is. Okay, it's not on my paperwork. I was asking about that,
It's
but I'm not seeing it
hiding
right
on the
place.
second page. Yeah.
I'm looking at the paper version, sorry.
No, I can, do you want to look at this?
No, it's fine.
Do you have it? Oh.
Okay, Trustee Millerick.
Aye.
Trustee Pickus.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Gasson.
Aye.
Trustee Mack is absent. Trustee Lametta.
Aye.
Trustee Jacobson. Aye. Because I'm looking at the wrong page, that's why. No, this is the last one. Okay. Wonderful, thank you. This is on par for today.
You were here last time, right? For the safety conversation.
I would say so. Do we have you again?
We do.
Fantastic. Okay, that's where I went wrong. Wonderful. Go ahead.
All right, so the next item before you here is review and approval of board policies and administrative regulation updates in the 4000 series. There are 9 of them. And at our last board meeting, we had, as you know, a number of public comment concerns expressed by staff. And these items were pulled from the consent agenda, and we were asked to bring these back as a discussion action item. We want to make it clear that we do take the concerns that were raised at the last meeting very seriously. We continue to work to address situations that arise at our school sites. Many of these situations are going to be unique, right, for a particular school site in a particular situation, but other issues can be addressed more systematically. So Dr. Smith is actually seeking to learn more from our different sites and our staff, and she's offering listening sessions at each of the sites where staff can share concerns they have about safety or anything else that's top of their mind. She's actually visited San Ramon already, and just today visited Novato High and San Jose Middle School. So our staff have all been made aware of those visits, and everybody knows when they are and can take advantage of those opportunities. We are recommending that these new policies related to specific staff workplace safety plans are approved in order to meet current law, including Cal OSHA requirements. The 2 plans that are referenced in the board policies, now there is a policy on workplace injuries, like workers' comp. That is kind of a separate little set, but the majority of these policies are have references to the Injury and Illness Prevention Plan, or the IIPP, another acronym for us all, and the Workplace Violence Prevention Plan, or the WVPP. So the WVPP is a new requirement as of last year. It actually was required to be in place on or before June 30th of last year. Both of these required plans have been in place since June 30th, 2024. But as I believe I did mention at the last meeting also, these are living documents, right? So we're going to be reviewing them on a regular basis and taking input from our staff and even the community, and weaving those some of those concerns and edit requests like into updates into these policies. Employee input on the WVPP is actually being again requested via a survey that was emailed to all staff by Dr. Smith last week. And we are taking that input as a way to move to improve awareness and make adjustments according to that input. The 2 plans are also typically addressed in our district safety committee meeting, and the next meeting being held for that is on Monday, December 2nd at 4 p.m. And then there's future meetings in February and I believe April or May. Don't have them in front of me, but yeah. So are there any other questions I can address? Or
I just wanted to share that We also have Trustee Mack is our Safety Committee representative from the board, and Trustee Lametta are our alternates, so that we all know that that's happening as well.
Thank you. Last meeting, there were a group of our employees who, to me, felt like they hadn't been heard somewhere along the way. Something was missed. And I'm thrilled that we're able to have this as a framework for that conversation. The superintendent is actually scheduled time on every campus to make sure, and the staff has, I assume, the free time to be able to attend these events. They're not busy doing their job. If they want to attend, their principal has advised them that they're available. That conversation to me seemed to be the point of the conversation, and to review the actual document. I'm glad you've got a review of the document. I am perfectly happy to approve this as the document. More importantly, that the conversation with our staff is ongoing, because it was clear that, to me, that something had gotten missed in the translation, and that we're addressing it at the highest levels in this district seems like the most appropriate response at a place where you can have an open conversation. This room is not very good for talking about personal issues for anybody. It's better to behind in a quiet room where you can have a real conversation and get to the meat of the matter. So thank you for bringing this back. Thank you for taking the 2 weeks to review it, and I'll be prepared to approve it when somebody, I'll wait for the rest of my associates to speak.
Yeah, thank you for bringing this back in just a little bit more context. I just wanted to, I second that. I think the conversation is really important. And acknowledging like the many staff who came to the meeting, I really appreciate, and we got a lot of emails. I think it's important that people, if there are things happening in the district where people don't feel safe, with that we know. And I just also want to acknowledge the responsiveness of Dr. Smith and your team, making these plans to go to the sites to really make sure that people are not just being heard, but that we're actually addressing the safety issues that are there. And I look forward to hearing sort of what that feedback sounds like, and making sure that it makes its way into our plan, so that the plan actually reflects the needs of the staff on our sites. So thank you to your team and to the people out in the world listening for sharing their experiences.
Okay, do we have, if no other comments, a motion to approve this item? Trustee Pickus, thank you. And a second by Trustee Millerick, thank you. All those in favor? 6 plus our 2 student trustees, thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, we have a special board meeting next on October 17th, and our next regularly scheduled meeting is October 22nd. Thank you.